Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Aditi Ghosh on your favorite Pythagorean numerology channel, Inner World Revealed. And in this log, we're going to talk about lucky money numbers in numerology. In one of my previous logs, I talked about numbers that would bring prosperity into your life through systematic and logical work. And if you want to know about those numbers, please click on the I button appearing on the top right corner of the screen. In today's log, I'm going to answer one of the most frequently asked questions in numerology, which is which number would make you win the lottery? Which number would prove to be lucky for you when you are betting? Or in short, which would be the lucky money number for you? I would say more than being a lucky money number, it is actually more about some specific time frames in your life when luck is more activated for you. And whenever I think of numbers that activate luck, the first number that comes into my mind is the number 5. 5 is a fascinating number, It occupies the center in the Loshu grid. The center box in the Loshu grid is occupied by the number 5. Also, if you talk about the birth chart technique, which I have covered in some of my previous logs, those of you who have missed out on this fabulous technique can click on the I button. You would find a playlist, the birth chart playlist, and if you click on it, you're going to find some very fascinating videos on a very fascinating birth chart technique. So in the birth chart grid also, this number 5 falls in the center, both in the birth chart technique and in this Loshu grid technique. This number 5 occupies the very important box in the center. And also, when you count from 1 to 9, again, this number 5 is at the middle. And so, when the personal year 5 is activated for you, it is kind of a time when your 9-year epicycle reaches a peak. Things happen very fast in your life, and you really get lucky with things, And many things that you try around during this personal year 5, in this epicycle of 9 years, this personal year 5 is very important, and many things that you try out during this personal year 5 bring you a lot of luck, and you reach some exponential growth. That is what happens during the personal year 5. And so if you're wanting to take chances during the personal year 5, it is very likely that luck may favor you strongly, because 5 stands for luck. And team it up with the personal month 5 within the personal year 5, the luck factor would be furthermore activated. And nothing like if you can also choose the personal day 5 within the personal month 5 within the personal year 5, that's going to be super lucky. The knowledge of numbers can give you some very interesting solutions to some of the most long-standing issues in your life. Pythagorean numerology is really very fascinating. It can give you some very interesting solutions. However, if you're not familiar with this very useful science of Pythagorean numerology, you can definitely check my first book, All is One, which is basically the beginner's guide to Pythagorean numerology, and it's going to give you a lot of clarity on your most important core numbers, and it's also going to give you a lot of clarity on the meanings of all the single digit numbers from 1 to 9, and also all the double digit numbers from 10 to 99. And once you've read it, and once you've understood the basics of Pythagorean numerology, you are going to level it up by reading my second book, Cycle of 9, which is going to help you come in terms with the trends that are going to be activated in your future, and it's going to help you shape up your future. It's going to help you come in terms with your future and shape up your life to be there at the right place at the right time. Both the books again are available for free on Kindle Unlimited, and the links are provided in the description box below. So we were talking about the luckiness of the number 5, and surely the number 5 is lucky in many ways. It's lucky when it comes as a short-term cycle number. It's lucky also when it comes as a long-term cycle number, like a grand division number or as a pinnacle number. And when I talk about grand divisions and pinnacles, they are basically the long-term cycles. And when I talk about these long-term cycles, I would say that the number 3 is also a number which is very lucky, which is seen to be very lucky, which is seen to be getting you lucky money during its course. So the number 5 and the number 3 both are going to give you lucky money when they are activated as the long-term cycles. Another way of activating these numbers for a temporary duration of time, or as a cyclic number or as a temporary number delineation, is having these numbers as your house numbers. In case you don't have a house number that reduces to 3 or 5, you can also convert your existing house number into a house number 3 or 5. And I have covered a very popular video of mine which is about the house numbers, is available for you if you want to view it, if you want to know how you want to convert your house number, existing house number, into a house number 3 or 5, and what it means to have a house number 3 or 5. You're going to click on the I button at the top right corner of the screen, which is going to take you to that log. So definitely, if you are interested in it, view that log. Now, when I say that the numbers 3 and 5 get you lucky money, I mean to say that these numbers just get you money by the stroke of luck. They might not get you money systematically or money which would be proportionate to your effort. These numbers would be giving you money which wouldn't be necessarily proportionate to the effort that you're going to put. If you want to know about the numbers that are going to get you money which would be systematic, methodical and proportionate to the effort that you're putting, there are other numbers for that, and that too I have covered in one of my previous logs. If you want to know about that, you have to again click on the I button and find that log. Now, when I compare these numbers 3 and 5, I kind of feel that the number 5 is kind of a little more lucky as compared to the number 3, and so I kind of also have a bias towards the number 5. I have more bias. Whenever I have a choice, I kind of pick the number 5, and definitely the number 5 activates a faster momentum. It activates also the luck factor. And surely it's definitely a very good news for all of you who have the life path 5 for yourself, because the longest cycle in our life is our life path number, which is the entire duration of life. Our entire duration of our lifetime is a cycle in itself, and that is the longest cycle that we have in life. And if you have a life path 5, nothing like it. And it would be so interesting for you to know that most of the people who have won lotteries or bets in their lives and have made money through that strongly had some activated 5 in their blueprint. There's another number, this number 8, which again also activates money luck in a very big way. It gives you recognition and rewards and fame and all that, but 8 actually gives you the harvest of all the effort that you have put in the past. But 5 entirely is luck. And so I feel it is so important for each one of us to have a 5 somewhere in our blueprint, because as I said, it occupies the most important box in the Losho grid, the box in the center. Also, if you follow the birth chart technique, it occupies the most important box in the middle, and this middle box is the box that forms most of the patterns. So if you want to get luck, if you want to get lucky, it's very important for you to have a 5 somewhere. If you don't have any 5, you can think of incorporating at least one 5 in the letters of your name. Now, even though these two numbers, people with these two numbers tend to get luck and tend to get money luck, They get lucky with money, they get lucky with resources. However, sometimes it becomes very difficult for them to keep the money because they tend to be a bit scattered in their mind. They tend to be a bit careless with their resources, or perhaps they're too generous, or maybe they get too carried away by the superficialities of life and lose their resources. However, nonetheless, they get the money, they get the luck. So these two numbers, they're not basically the accumulators. If you talk about accumulation, 4 and 8 are more of accumulators. 3 and 5 are more generous kind of people. So it's great if you have these two numbers, either of these two numbers. You can definitely try out your luck. If you don't have it, maybe you can make your friend bet for you. But if you lose, don't blame me. Perhaps it was your unlucky day.